I think it's going to be invaluable for us. All these games have been, especially with the World Cup just around the corner, playing at Hagley. The dimensions are very similar to some of the bigger grounds out there, so being able to execute our plans both with the ball and the bat to look forward to that World Cup is key.
How would you gauge progress across those matches now so far?
I think we've definitely come a little bit further each game, which is all we ask for. Pakistan and Bangladesh are both formidable sides in their own right, and the way that we go about our business to try and combat each individual day is important to us, and really working on that team first mentality that we've always got to try and work through each situation that we're given. And today and the last 2 days we've also come out and had different situations played before us, and I feel like we've come out on top of them.
Friday is more, the World Cup here, or do you think that that's a final?
No, every series is very much a high stakes scenario for us. It's a proper series. It's a full final, and for us to be able to play in the pressure of any final is invaluable experience, especially going towards a World Cup where things are even higher stakes. We've played in the final before. We didn't necessarily come off best in that one. So to be able to have any sort of pressure scenario where there's a cup on the line is crucial.
Different stroke today, you've got a few hours cruise that it feel like a short pace, like obviously the last one was tiring after a few games, but how did that stroke play?
It played a little bit low, which I think the other one did as well. But the pace has been good throughout both pitches. Yes, there was a little bit more turn in the last one a couple of days ago, but regardless, the pitches have played really well, I reckon, and we've just got better at adapting to them, understanding what good scores are and the sort of areas of the ground that we need to hit to be most successful.
Another day, there's been some more drops, balls landing, I think, between four players, misfields. Have you put your finger on your head with the field? I think it's been a little bit of a trend in this series.
I mean, maybe there's a witch out there. It's one of those things, no one tries to do anything contrary to being able to do it perfectly, and I guess we are professionals and we try to do our best no matter what, and I guess some people out there don't necessarily see it that way. They see it as an easy game and then it's an easy fix, which it isn't, and it's the same thing with momentum. When you've got the momentum going your way, things like big one-handers will be sticking, but I guess at the moment we've got to try and combat the momentum one way or another, and we're just coming at it as hot as possible, and if we're going for those 50-50 balls, carry on going forward, I think we'll put ourselves in good stead to be able to take those opportunities as the World Cup comes. It's not a perfect scenario at the moment, and no one's trying to drop catches or miss field, and all we know is that everyone's trying to go out there and put their best effort in, and that's all that matters at the moment, and we'll see what happens going forward.
Did you lose that one where you got out on the boundary?
Yeah. I didn't pick it up initially, and the sound off the bat, I thought it was well over my head. And then when it did come into view, it was blowing a little bit, and I didn't necessarily know where the boundary was in that short period of time. So, I mean, absolutely no excuse for dropping a catch. Dropping a catch is dropping a catch. And but understanding that things like the wind, like the colour of the sky, all of those things play into every single catch. There's no necessary one size fits all, and as I said, we're all trying to make the best decisions possible, and unfortunately I dropped that one, and I dropped one the other night, but I got back on the board, and as everyone else is trying to do too.
I was watching Trent's face after that one in Australia. He was one, you were one of the four as well. I heard someone saying you take it. No one said the one in Australia.
Well, what actually happened is Devon called it, and we all were very confused as to how Devon was going to make that much ground. Yet I saw him running out the side of my eye. I think Trent was probably the closest to it, but Devon had overcalled us all. And his position rightly with the gloves. But I think he may have underestimated how fast he was going to make that much ground. And then by that point in time, it was a little too late for any of us to take over from him. You could probably argue that we could have called him off the catch, any one of the three of us. But I guess at the end of the day, we're trained to understand that if the keeper decides he wants it, it's his ball ultimately. And he's allowed to make mistakes too. We all do. Absolutely. I'm pretty sure he's always informed that guy. He's absolutely brilliant. To be able to have his calm-mindedness, he's able to hit areas of the ground, 360, and just plays it with such gracefulness. So to be able to go out there and play with him and to build partnerships, we've done it a lot over the past couple of years, and it's a very familiar territory for both me and him to bat together, and I'm pretty sure everybody else, whenever anyone's in, usually he's in. So we've all got a real good relationship and understand how he goes about his business, which means we can go about ours really well. Yeah, he does actually have power as well, as he showed today. He's able to clear the ropes if need be, but he also understands that there's guys in the order that it's actually their job to do so. So he does his thing his way, and that's exactly why he's in the side. Both him and Kane, they bat very similar, so to be able to use those two amongst all our firepower is crucial, especially in a World Cup where scenarios and pressure gets on. Those two have such level heads. Yeah, he was bowling nice and fast again. He was hitting his Yorkers incredibly well, and he's also got that really good knuckleball, which deceives a lot of guys. So to be able to see him hit his Yorker at the death after having some time off with his Achilles and a little bit of a side niggled, and to see him bowling with pace and accuracy is a really good sign, especially going into the World Cup.